This is the long-awaited report here, compiled by the UAP task force as directed by Congress, released to the public late on a Friday afternoon, and it consisted of a whopping 9 pages. 2 of those pages are indexes and 1 is a cover page, so there wasn't much there. But anyone who's been paying attention would have known this report was never going to be a tell-all expose, an admission that space aliens are among us, that the Roswell crash happened, or that spaceships have been stashed out near Area 51. The reality is, there were 2 reports. One was a longer, classified version given only to Congress, containing sensitive materials that the public may never see, and then the shorter, less definitive summary for the public right here. The report acknowledges the obvious. There could be many explanations for the cases examined by the military. The report included 144 total cases, 80 of those detected on multiple sensors. There were 11 incidents where American warplanes had near mid-air collisions with the unknown objects. There were 18 cases where the objects exhibited unusual flight characteristics. For the most report, that makes the case that we really do not know how to categorize these objects, that we lack information, and mostly that we lack the ability to ever figure them out. That what we need are better sensors, a free exchange of information, and less stigma for service members to report these things. Late today, we got the first comments from former Nevada Senator Harry Reid, who got the ball rolling on UFO studies back in 2007.
Government has acknowledged that they don't know what these unidentified flying objects are. And so when I started talking about this years ago, people made fun of me, and even my own staff thought I was crazy in talking about it. But in hindsight, I'm glad I did. Certainly, we now know that they have 142 sightings. We know there have been more than that. But it's something that, as far as I'm concerned, this is a preliminary report, and I mean preliminary. There needs to be a tremendous amount of government resources put into this, so we better understand it, so it's not some kind of a fringe part of what government's doing. They've got to dive into this, because we and the American people are entitled to know what the hell's going on.
One possible outcome from this report could be congressional hearings into the UFO mystery. There were 2 such hearings back in the 60s, but since then, UFOs have been considered too wacky for Congress to touch. It's not really disclosure. It's one step toward disclosure. What it is sort of a form of confirmation that we actually have a legitimate mystery in here. This report essentially makes the case that we need a permanent, ongoing study, and if we're ever going to figure this out, we've got to assign it to someone, establish a framework for that, make it easier for our military members to report it, and then provide some money to dig into it and figure it out.